Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week of Model 5 of this technology leadership course. And last week, we looked at some challenges that are in technology leadership. And this week, in our week 5, we are going to look at AI implementation and policy in science education. And by that, we shall be looking at the overview of current trends. We shall also look at the benefits of its AI implementation. We'll also look at a bit of the challenges as well as some policy considerations. So let's get started. All right. So, like I said, for our agenda, we shall look at introduction to AI in education, talking about the AI implementation, in specifically talking about K-12 science education. We shall also look at AI in higher education science programs, the benefits of AI in science education. Also move ahead to also talk about some challenges of its integration, the policy and governmental frameworks that are put in place to make sure that this agenda is being fulfilled. We will also look at some ethical considerations and their alignment with educational technology standards, and also consider strategic planning of AI in STEM education or science education. And we'll finalize it with some conclusions and reflections. And then, of course, the references that I went through to help me to prepare this presentation. Yes, so by way of introduction to AI in education, AI which all we know about, it has increased and it is enhancing learning, streamline administrative tasks as well as in both K-12 and higher education. And it has become a key application to personalized learning, real-time performances, literacy support, as well as administrative automation. So AI is doing a lot, which we all know about, and preparing students for AI-driven future is of growing priority in all educational sectors in the world globally. And this is found in the Cengage Group as well as ECS 2025 in their report that AI is something that all educational bodies across the world are trying to make sure that their students or their system is well abreast for the future for them to have a successful plan. Now, its implementation. Now, talking about the implementation of AI, specifically in K-12 education, there are a lot of purposes for it. And for the United States, there has been the ECS report made it clear that in 2020, by 2025, 28 states have released or adapted AI guidance for K-12 settings as early as 2025. And AI support high dosage of personalized tutoring and reduce teacher workload. So it's something that is really helping. And an example is the Connecticut AI pilot program, as well as Indiana's AI powered platform grant that focus on responsible AI integration and teacher professional development. So it is something that is already in the system. Universities and states in the United States have started adapting to it and started implementing in the K-12 sector. Now, in the area of higher education, AI is also being introduced and it also keeps growing and keeps advancing. So universities are also creating AI core courses and integrating AI tools to help in administrative efficiency. AI is also viewed as a critical infrastructure with enterprise AI services for HR, research, administration, and teaching support. And this can also be found in the federal policies of 2025 for the United States. So AI is doing a lot, and I think we must get abreast with it and get used to it, keep learning, and make sure that we are not left behind. Now, some benefits of AI in the context of science education. So, the U.S. Department of Education in 2025 talked about the benefits of AI in terms of it personalized learning pathways uh, tailored to students' needs. So, it helps students. It's always personalized, and learners or students can personalize for their own based on their own interests and their own philosophy of learning. It's also support development of critical thinking and problem solving. Even though there are people, a lot of people who are of the view that AI reduces uh, uh, it does not facilitate or help students to do critical thinking. There has also been a research or a group of people or categories of reports that have also come out to state how the AI support critical thinking and develop problem solving skills to help in even in a faster dimension. And thirdly, it's one of the benefits of AI in the context of science education is that it helps automate routine tasks, allowing educators to focus on mentorship and deep learning facilitation. So it helps to reduce some kind of workload on our educators and our teachers. Then we can focus or push that time that is left onto other sectors like mentorship and for deep learning in order to make sure that whatever we want to achieve in terms of our goals and aims are achieved. Now, of course, we cannot talk about the AI implementation without also talking about challenges because, of course, AI has a lot of challenges in terms of its implementation. And one of those challenges is that it's ensuring that equitable access to AI tools across diverse student populations. So we have different kinds of learners, and making sure that we do it equitably and efficiently is one of the challenges that people are facing. Students are no longer trying to think out of the box and they always want to use AI to do everything, which does not work that way. Another one is that maintaining academic integrity amidst risks of misuse or cheating. So, like I said, that is why most people in academia are of the view that it doesn't allow critical thinking because students are now over relying on these AI tools and they believe that to be able to maintain integrity and for us to prevent misuse, then AI should be restricted, which I don't think it's the best, but that is the view of some people. And another challenge is also addressing data privacy and security and ethical concerns, which I've also talked about. Now, AI can reveal most almost we have a lot of AI platforms, very powerful ones, that makes data privacy and security becoming so difficult for us to achieve. And that is also of a concern to the general public. Preparing and supporting educators' capacity effectively to integrate AI. So that is also a bigger challenge of we need funding, we need support, we need a lot of things to be able to prepare educators or teachers to that capacity that can help our students to be able to integrate this AI effectively. Policy and policy frameworks and guidance. So the U.S. Department of Education has these 7 pillars of responsible AI integration, which include the human oversight, the trust building, alignment with education, vision, ongoing research, and safety. And the states and institutions develop some kind of localized policies to address equity, responsible use, and academic integrity. So just like the US, we have a lot of countries in Europe and in Asia who have also come out with policy guidelines. And I've seen universities who are now also coming out with clear guidelines as to the usage of AI. And I think this is the way to go. But then there should be some strict regulations and some strict rules as to its usage and how it can be used to help in academia and to help in teaching and learning, rather than trying to prevent students or learners from having access to it when we cannot do so because whether we like it or not, they are going to use it. So why don't you regulate it and bring in more policies and more rules and regulations and standardize strategies as to how they can be used responsibly in order to ensure faster the dimension of teaching and learning, as well as making sure that we don't lose the value of academic integrity. And that is what most people are doing, just like the US are also doing now. Examples of some institutional policies. So we have Duke University, which offer instructional considerations for AI policy integration in their syllabi. And we also have the Hanover application, which is also set guidelines for generative tools for students' assignment. And like I said, I also know of LUT University in Finland, which has also set these guidelines for generative tools in students' assignment as to how they should use it and how they can make sure it is being cited for them to be able to use them with integrity and efficiently. We also have transparency and disclosure of AI tool usage required by institutions like Unicaf University. They are making sure that once you use it, you must make it transparent and let them know what you use the AI for. And I think it's one of the ways that we should have to also look at it as the way to go. Future directions. So as AI keeps increasing, the increased federal and state legislation to regulate AI use education is expected in 2025 and beyond. So that is the way I think like that's the best way to go. There should be stricter regulations, both federal, state, nationwide, to regulate as to how AI is used in education. And this is something that should be expected in the near future, that we will see more regulations and more rules and more policies with regards to the usage of AI in the future, both in the educational sector and in industry, and not only in the United States, but across the globe. AI to be embedded in strategic plans of education institutions to support wholesome transformation. So it's no longer be something that students are hindered to do. Universities cannot use it, faculty are not using it in schools, but they are using it at home. But once it's embedded into the system, people will have the courage and the knowledge to use it reasonably, ethically, and in an efficient way. Continuous professional development and public-private partnership will also drive sustainable AI adoption. This is something that is capital intensive, and I think for us to use in our continuous professional development, the public as well as private partnership is so crucial and so important in the funding of these particular policies. Conclusions and reflections. So AI is a powerful tool that is reshaping science education, no doubt about that. And it requires balanced policies and ethical integration. So in as much as it's powerful, we need regulations, we need policies that will help us to use them ethically when we are integrating it. And success depends on combining technology with human oversight, educator empowerment, and equity-driven policies. So for it to be successful, we need to combine the human oversight as well as these regulations to make sure that it's efficient. There's an ongoing dialogue and research which will keep AI's role to align with educational and societal values. So research is ongoing. Educational agencies and countries are doing that, a lot of dialogues to make sure that this AI tools align with their educational goals as well as the societal needs. And this is what I think should be what we should be reflecting upon. Thank you very much. And these are my references for this particular model on integration of implementation of AI in science education. And I hope to see you again in our next model. That will be model 6. Thank you very much and go Tigers.